Okay, we're at a thrift store I've never been to. It's called Pets Alive, where they donate to help animals. You know I love the animals, but hopefully they got vinyl. I don't know, we're about to find out. Not seeing no vinyl yet. Okay. Shirley Jones. No, sir. Come into my kitchen? What is this? Made in France? What year, bro? Yeah, we gotta see what's on there. Damn, this look hard. I'm a good man in a bad frame of mind. The best of it. Dick Jonas. Why I thought that said fish. The Young Rascals? Betties and cream, Betties and cream. That's crazy. Wild in the streets. Like me for real. They don't got nothing I really want for real. Hell no, we don't do singles. We need more than one track, cause you fuck up on one, that whole record done. Say $8, bro? This can't be $8. I'd rather go back to half price books, bro. Struck out. That's alright. We'll hit another Pets Alive and see if they got something like this. We're at a Pets Alive where they try to keep the pets alive. Hopefully they got vinyl. I haven't had the best luck at these, but it's all in the mindset. We about to find some right now. Just see plants and shit. This is kind of hard. Oh no, I'm not seeing no vinyl. Ooh. Let's see what we got. Charlie Rich Greatest Hits. That's a hell of a suit coat. Dr. Zhivago. The Best of Peter, Paul and Mary. Eric Burden and the Annuals. Or the Animals. I can read sometimes. Hold on. It's one of the only bad things about that. With love, Marty Robbins. Dang. That's it right here. So we struck out. So we're gonna have to dig at the house. But that's okay, because I still got records to go through. Welcome back to another episode of Can You Dig It? We struck out at some of the places we went to. You can't always expect to find good vinyl or gems, but that's why you're always digging, so then you have some at the house. As I mentioned in a previous episode, I was in the process of moving, so I still have a whole bunch of vinyl that I have not gone through yet. So take this opportunity to go through some of these. The first one we have is Lenny White presents The Adventures of Astral Pirates. This cover looks wild right here. Looks like an old school video game. I like when people create something out of an album more than just the music. Even though the music is what truly matters, but you can create a whole experience. Like, for instance, this one feels almost like a comic book. So let's see what's on this thing. Definitely feeling video game-ish. Well, with an epic cover like this, I guess you need an epic intro. Okay, he's playing fastest, huh? Alright, I kind of like that part. I may sample that part, but let's see what else he's working on. That bass line is banging. I think we're gonna go with that first one that I heard. Yeah, let's go with that first one I heard. Alright, right there. Let's press record. Boom. Saved. Alright, bet. Let's chop this thing up. Alright, let me get a better chop there. Hey, yo, chill out. Alright. Cut that off there. Bam. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna start it tuned down just to see. I'm gonna put it on 64 pads. If we go a little lower. No. Let's see what we got. We'll start with that so we can get some drums going. Two, boom. Pull out auto key and let's see what this is real quick. Alright, so the audio is kind of low. It's down here at negative 30 dB. So what I'm gonna do is go in here and boost the gain in the sampler. Let's boost it by like around 3 dB, and that gets us a little over 20. Again, with gain staging, you always want to have enough room in the headspace so you're not clipping, but I don't want to have the interface volume cranked up either. And I see I have a lot of room, so I'm gonna boost the gain some more. Boost it to like 8. Now I can turn it up a little bit. Alright, bet. So let's see what this key is. Alright, G minor. Alright, let's find a snare. I think I hear one. I think we're gonna use that. Let's see what that sounds like. Hear a bass line. We said it was G minor. Alright, so I'm gonna hum. I'm gonna grab this tuner. So A. A, C. So with this plugin, I can go to this dice, because sometimes I don't know what bass I'm hearing. So I can hit this dice and it'll randomly select a preset within the plugin. Alright, so also I found something else I can do to try and find the key. So in beatmaker 3, I can export just tracks by themselves. So if I go to export, I can pick just the sample track and I'll pick the loop. So there's this app called Key Finder, and I'm gonna scan the MP3. So this says A sharp major. A sharp major, major, relative minor. So if it's telling me that it was A sharp major, right? So if I look on the outside is major, the inside is minor. So A sharp is equal to B flat. So that would be G minor. And we'll just turn it down. So if I go to browse, let's pick an analog 808. All right. We're just gonna do that one. And let's see what else is in the sample quick. Cool, we'll add that, and we got 2 switch ups. This is definitely a psychedelic record. Oh, move that over one more and we'll double it up. And if we space that out, let's merge that. And then if I drop them two, let's see what it sounds like. Oh, let's drop this one. All right, this is the psychedelic journeys of Lenny White, in cahoots with Al Cooper. I've heard that before. I gotta remember where, but it's produced by Al Cooper and Lenny White. So I always give kudos to when the artist is also the producer. All right, next we have Billy Preston, Late at Night. I don't know how well he's able to play chords when the piano is that big. Let's see what he's working with, huh? It is Motown now, so I do have my hopes up. Motown, Stax Records, they usually don't do me wrong, but we're gonna find out. There are those instances. What year is this? You're as cool as the breeze, fast and free. 79. He said, just go, I don't need you, girl. So you go from, just go, I don't need you, girl, to all I need is you. Alright, let's get this popping and record that in. Alright, this whole time he just got that synthesizer going crazy. I'm trying to get a part without it, but it ain't looking like that. So side 2, the last track is Socket Rocket. What was that fake wind? All right, so I'm gonna get this little part here. We'll cut it there. Ooh. And that should be good. Slow it down, let's see what's what. All right, this is another time where I can turn this gain up. So we'll go to the sampler. Let's try that in here. Get a hi-hat. Alright, let's see what another pattern sounds like. I'm gonna double click and go into the MIDI and select it all. And then I can just drag it up and see what it sounds like. So now I can just duplicate that first one, and now that transition sounds like this. And then I can have two transitions to have a verse chorus type of situation, or second part of the verse. I can add more instruments if I want at this point. Boom, then we got a switch. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get to this point, but once I played the kicks different than so if I mute the kick, let's just solo the sample real quick. Their kick is just on it's like a 4 on the floor kick. But then when I add this one, it added a different bop to it, so I'm pleased with that. And here we have Billy Preston's Late at Night playing on his little piano. All right, next we have Eddie Rabbit's Radio Romance. You got the old bedside clock radio with the braided metal picture frame. That's her boyfriend, that's not her husband. This is a crazy design choice. To put this orange track listing on this, what is that, like wood grain? You can't read that. I barely can see it. I'm like, I looked at the front and I'm like, I wonder what year this is. And then 1982, I believe. Yeah, so let's see what he got. Radio Romance by Eddie Rabbit. Side 1. Let's see what he's working with. Damn it. One of those things you see 80s and you think, oh, we're gonna have 80s movie music. No. We got Come to My Concert and I'm gonna serenade you with my acoustic guitar. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got. But this is my, okay, at least we got one of these. It's funny because sometimes I'll hear, chords, or I'll hear like the first hit or two of the measure, like when the song starts, and I'm like, oh, this one's it. But then you keep listening to the song and you're like, this one's not it whatsoever. That was one of them. And then I gotta check myself, like, what did you hear then? Dang, we were gonna use this one. Fuck that. I'm gonna speed it up.
You say you love.
So number 2 or 3? Number 2. Stranger in Your Eyes. Yo, that song's kind of banging. I'm not gonna lie, that's his one. Almost everybody got this one. Except for a few albums that you have seen on previous episodes where they did not have this one on that album, unfortunately. Cheers. Oh, life is just worth living when you live it. You know what I mean?
You say you love.
I say I'm cutting that out. Alright, where did we find the other slice? Here. This motherfucker was tight. Who were you at the picture show with last night? That's what the fuck I heard. This makes me think of how people might get so caught up, and me too in the past, get so caught up on somebody where that's all you see is that person and you're mad at anything they're doing. But you could be blocking your blessings elsewhere. Being so fixated on that other person that they might not even be for you. Obviously, when you're looking at them before somebody else. So long story short, find the things for you and go at them things. Or you're gonna be sounding like Eddie Rabbit. That'd be a hard hook, just saying stranger though. That's when I touch my finger on the record, you can hear it kind of like woo woo right here. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Alright, let's go a little slower. We're definitely going slower with this though. How much slower? We'll find out. I want to get to like 120. To get to 120, we're at 144 right now. So what I'm going to do is, I already recorded the pattern in. I'm going to press play, and then I'm going to mess with the tune until we get the tempo to match up to, or until we get the sample to catch up with the tempo at 120. I should probably loop it so I can hear it. Now let's go to like 108 maybe. Alright, so let me find out what this song key is, and then we're gonna cut out all the low end, and then we're gonna put like an 808 under it. So we'll start over. So we got B flat minor. And then again in here I can press these keys. Boom. And this is a good one if you use auto-tune and stuff. Auto key's great, so you can play the beat, whatever, analyze it with auto key. But then if you have, I can't use it on my iPad, but say you're using a Mac or a computer of some sort other than like a tablet, you can send an auto tune on there and then it'll have the song key right away. I'm gonna get a little hi-hat in, then I'll cut out the low end, and then I'll put a pattern and we'll get the rest of some drums in here. Alright, and then we'll go ahead. So I can go in the sampler and I can just choose a filter. So for right now, I'll choose, so you have a low pass, high pass, and a band pass. Low pass is, again, only let low frequencies pass, so you're cutting out highs. High pass is the opposite. You're letting high frequencies pass through, cutting out low end. And then band pass, you're only letting specific places within a frequency flow through and you're filtering out the rest. But I like to use my Swiss Army knife Pro Q, and now with the release of Pro Q4, that's my go-to. So we're gonna go here. I'm gonna go ahead and select low cut, and then the dBs I'm gonna set to like 72. So you have the option to do a brick wall, which is straight down, nothing past that. But I like to roll it off a little bit so you don't have, so the blends better. All right, so we have that. Now let's go see what type of low end we can add to this. I'm gonna go to the minor key. I can also hum it in. So we'll go to the tuner. So E. So E and F sharp. Okay, so let's just. Alright, let's just record some in and I'll add the other ones. Let me add some drums and we're good. All right, let's add that. Add one more thing to these hi-hats and we're good. This was another fine episode of Can You Dig It? Had a lot of ups and downs. A lot of, will this work, will this not work? What can we make of this? But as always, we made a little something. And And even at the crib, when we strike out in the world, I can still dig at home. Remember folks, it's all about, can you dig it?